Hello, everyone, and welcome to your January Part 2 video. Happy New Year. I want to thank you for subscribing. I still have discounted prices on the personal sessions through this month, and also a new video product for those of you who are wondering how to get going with an intuitive practice. As you know, I'm a very grounded practitioner. And this is a developing spiritual practice video that is up in my store that you can download, access the link, and also insight for those of you who are already engaged in your practice. You might find some value in this because the guides are taking things into light and energy technology. All right. January is a transitional month or a bridge month from the energies of last year as we're bridging into the energies of this new year. Pluto energy is amplified this month as we have this annual Sun-Pluto conjunction on January 16th at 26 degrees of Capricorn, and Mercury retrograde now makes his second conjunction to Pluto on the 29th of the month. Mercury will station direct on the 3rd of February. So it's just a reviewing time here, a spiritual going within to rethink and deepen your personal plans. Venus has conjunct Pluto twice and will make her final conjunction on March 3rd. So we can see all of the personal planets, with the exception of Mars, getting up close and personal with this very transitional energy of Pluto, the alchemist, the shifter, the awakener, for some of you, moving through perhaps some crisis or tough times. For others, really coming up to another level of energy expression and connection with your life and your life direction. So the personal planets are all interacting with the Lord of the underworld, and power themes are strong, both externally and internally, as things get personal, transforming your life at its core. And this is a renewing energy, a death into a rebirth, and getting really real about life changes. Venus retrograde is bringing back, since December 19th, she's bringing back in those ideas and those connections with people from your past that may be tied to your life direction, your career objectives, and perhaps your relationship desires and goals. Capricorn energy speaks to structural change, organizational shifts, and highlights the energy of authority. And wherever Capricorn is in your chart is where you need to feel in control and to exercise your personal executive leadership ability. Now, the full moon, the second half of this month, occurs in the cardinal water sign of Cancer, and that's on Monday, January 17th, exact at 6:49 p.m. Eastern Time. Cancer is connected with security, family of choice, family of blood, community themes, home, housing, perhaps moves, and your emotional subjective life, Cancer. The full moon is what? It's opposing Pluto and Capricorn. So there are absolutely culminations coming in here between your outer life, your career direction, your community involvement, and your personal needs, your personal life, your family life, your subjective life, culminations and developments at this full moon. It also trines the fluid energy of Neptune in Pisces, which is about your creative imagination, right? Manifestation abilities. and medicines and intuition and private activities and insights. So that's a fourth, 12th house connection, very much the inner journey. So personal developments occur now at this full moon, which are tied to family and parents and the feeling nature and your emotional needs. That's really, really important to connect with and to acknowledge and to identify at this full moon. Another important development occurs now with the nodes. They are moving out of the mutable signs of Gemini and Sagittarius the past 18 months and shifting into the fixed signs of Taurus and Scorpio. So there is more intense energy with this nodal transit. And the North Node in Taurus announces, saying, hear ye, hear ye. The collective area of growth concerns your personal resources, financial, attitudinal, and material. The South Node in the water sign of Scorpio announces that we need you to bring balance to your personal energy expressions, to exercise practicality in managing your money and resources, including your time. Instead of diverting too much energy into what's everybody else doing and why are they doing that, and what's going on out there, or diverting too much energy on the crisis themes. You need only turn on a media channel and it's kind of like a cartoonish, more fear and intensity. It's fear programming 24/7 now. You're aware of that. You're aware of that. And leaving behind the judging of others, the judging of others. The growth is about you and what are you doing to stabilize and to ground and to master. This is a very self-mastery transit, being the master builder in your own life. Where do you need to grow and develop? In areas tied to your self-esteem, your self-worth, feeding your values, exercising persistence, and taking things one step at a time rather than being impatient or scattered. How you earn a living can be a focus for some of you now. How to spend your money. Are you in a profession that honors your values and respects you? You know, we've had a record 4.5 million Americans quit or change their jobs in November 2021, the highest ever recorded, as long as they've been keeping records on these things. And so we've been seeing a bit of a worker revolution this past year as people are opting out of work that does not pay well or doesn't align with their personal values, like work-life balance, that kind of thing. So nearly 2 years after some 20 million workers lost their jobs in this wave of shutdowns that occurred in the spring of 2020, the imbalance between available workers and job openings has given many more workers more leverage than they've had in recent memory. And I'm going to pull this under this Pluto return energy. There's many different facets and expressions and dimensional ways to look at this Pluto return in the United States second house of money, paychecks, earning. Another dimension is your paycheck is dependent upon our control and going along with a mandate that we have. So there's lots of different expressions here. But, you know, if you really want to get to know someone, how do they spend their money? What do you spend your money on? That is a reflection of your values and your interests. And what do they value? I spend a fair amount of money on fine dining. I enjoy nothing more than sitting down to a good conversation and social exchange over a good meal. But farming, construction, engineering, cooking, and physical education are going to be a focus over the next 18 months. We're seeing many young men who are opting out of college to learn a trade and what we would think of as apprenticeships, right? At the actual learning by doing, very Taurus, Taurus kind of energy, practical, hands-on. So this is a master building time, and to see yourself as master, what are you building? A home, a relationship, a business. And money management is a theme as well. Are you saving, paying down debt, have a functional budget? There's a need now to also investigate and cultivate your potential. The second house, or Taurus, which rules the second house in the natural wheel of the zodiac, is about innate talents that you have that may have lay dormant and are ready for you to pick them up and engage with them and say, yes, I am going to revisit this and expand it and bring it online in a conscious way in my reality right now. The South Node in Scorpio may be affecting systems of support that may be changing as you are asked to lean into more self-supporting energy. Also, working conditions and paychecks that are subject to control by governments and corporations. Scorpio is also the revealing of secrets and financial motivations that can covertly affect societies, workplaces, work environments, health policies. Now on the 18th as well, Uranus is stationing direct, where he's been retrograde since August 9th, and this occurs at 11 degrees of Taurus, delivering another level and wave of change and surprise and shifts and breakthroughs and inspired actions and progressive themes in this area. Cryptocurrencies. But we also need to look at the Pluto energy wanting to control, as in the central banks wanting to control cryptocurrencies. It's all kind of fascinating to watch the different moves playing out. Uranus is, also revolutionary themed events, trends, and movements. The nodes, the North Node is shifting into the United States' fifth house of children, and children have suffered greatly through this period on planet, and their care and well-being is of great import mentally, psychologically, and physically into the next 18 months. It always is, but it is very focused now. What do the children in this country need to be able to function and be healthy in all manner? The sun transits into Aquarius on the 19th, really highlighting this collective energy and the Saturn control themes of populations and rampant censorship on media platforms, in the media, social activities, and also, activism. Democracies don't function when discussion is suppressed and information is censored, and that's where we are. You can't have a democracy when you're living in a country that censors and is very propaganda driven. This is the narrative. It sounds like China, doesn't it? This is the narrative. This is it. All one-dimensional, all white. There are no other voices here. So, but this very control that we're seeing is the driver for new media, parallel systems, parallel societies, and information sources, as humans who are extremely creative are seeking out truth and information in different ways and on different platforms. And so these things are the driver, for new educational systems potentially, for new health systems potentially. Now, Mars heads into Capricorn on the 24th of January through March 6th, and Mars rules power by force. Mars rules desire, ambition, and developments with authority figures in your life. Mars is very focused in the cardinal earth sign of Capricorn, highlighting ambition, persistence, self-reliance, responsibility, and using your energy carefully and effectively. On the 29th of January, Venus stations direct at 11 degrees of Capricorn and makes a very stable and flowing trine to Uranus in Taurus. Breakthroughs can happen now with money and life direction. Relationships will feel more stable and supportive. Developments in your career, marriage, and direction in life are regulating as Venus is slowly awakening and resuming her forward motion through Capricorn, where she will be transiting through March 6th, really helping the development in this area of your life. And then Venus and Mars will walk hand in hand into Aquarius on March 6th, really revving up this focus on the future and friends and groups and innovation and freedom themes. So I close this video with a message from my guides that say your frequencies are in a state of rapid growth, and with this growth also travel those feelings of contraction as you feel out of sync with old paradigms, old belief systems, and some of your long established relationships. Please know that this is normal for the times you are traveling through. The tension has been strong for some of you the past several months, and although not complete, you are finding that you have become more adept at self-management, of balancing your energy, stabilizing your mind and emotions. And of course, not all growth is comfortable or even pleasant, but many are really evolving through this time. And you learn to detach from the habit of assessing another person's level of growth. Tend to your world as the inner harmony and personal love you cultivate literally affects millions of others' perceptions and energy systems as well. Powerful time, people. Much love and blessings.